Hello, hello, and thank you for joining us. Another Thursday, another UKEL Division 1 with Eversio. Hashtag Everwin in the chat. We really need one today. It's our what's it, fourth match, so we really need some good victories under our belt. I have with me today Cardona Cas. Please join me
So,
welcoming him. Hello, Cardona.
hello guys,
All right.
the usual duo here, back for trouble, make it double. We're here for another Eversio game.
Yes. Team Team Rocket. I mean team Jan Jankas. لا كيف هنعملها Cardona Sin
Carson,
Carson
Cardona Sin,
Cass.
something like that.
Good, good,
Carson
good.
Cuss.
Back at it. 200 Bandits, Cardona. We've never beaten them. We've played against them, I believe, twice. And it's been rough. They have a really good jungle presence, but for today, we will have Mr. Living in the jungle with Eversio. Any thoughts going into the match?
Um, well, Eversio are currently 2-1, and they're gonna face someone who's sorry, they're 1-2, and they're gonna face someone who's 2-1. 200 Bandits have won every best of one against us, and have won. We actually, I think, never faced them in a series, so they just have a 2-0 score onto us. We need to find our way back, and I think it's gonna be a tough one. I may perhaps a bit even of a mental block on the side of Averso. However, a lot of the players did change, so hopefully that is not that like prevalent. And this is one of the games where if we play to our best ability and if we play um, like good macro, play to our strengths, we are able to win this for sure. So let's see how it goes. It's not an easy one. It's not an impossible one.
I'm gonna
It's
I'm
like
gonna
kind of in
stay
between.
away from the for sure comment. I mean, it's been challenging in Division One. Some teams have literally left me even a bit speechless in terms of like they just simply outclass the current lineup. So every game they are learning from it. They are relatively new in their lineup as well, Aversio. So I'm sure they're gonna come out of this event a lot stronger than they went in. In the meanwhile, it's an exciting day today. I'm really looking forward to it. In any case, all these matches have been very exciting to watch and cast. We have Mechanics in the chat. Hello, Mechanics, supporting his colleague and friend Iconic, who is indeed doing a great job here on Aversio. So let's see how this match goes. Draft shouldn't take too long before we start. I am waiting on a go from the guys in the lobby here essentially, and yeah, looking forward to seeing the game. Cardona, do you think we will see Aurelian Sol ever in this entire event?
Definitely not from 200 Bandits. If there's any team which might let it slip through, will be Venom, rest from this league because they are, or Broad, because those are like the two cocky teams that might kind of say like, even if we give you Aurelion Store, we'll still beat you, and they would perhaps challenge Eversio on that regard.
May I ask
Um,
what makes you say they are cocky?
if you follow their Twitter or if you just see their interviews, you would definitely see a different change in attitude, especially from Broad. I feel like they are more on the cockier side, but these two UKL teams have been mostly unchallenged, especially Venom. They are like renowned as being the hardest team to beat, like the team to beat in UKL Division 1. So if anyone is gonna let like Averso try to beat them with their like biggest strengths, would be one of these two teams, I would say.
Alright, you're making them sound scary, but best they keep humble and keep in mind as well that our everyone's League of Legends GOAT, Mr. Faker, is an extremely down to earth and humble person, and we should follow in his footsteps if we are to achieve greatness in this game. They might be good, but maybe being humble makes them better, Cardona. That's what I'm trying to say.
It could be the case. Could be the case. Let's see. Let's see.
Oy, oy, oy. Now, when is this draft starting? I feel like
I
I am
think it's
a.
gonna.
Yes?
I think it's gonna take a long time because currently we are waiting for Division 2 game to finish, for UKL to start streaming, and it's a 40-minute game, and they're currently trying to flip Elder. it's not looking good.
40
So
minutes.
41 minutes. This
Oh,
game
la,
have
la,
been
we
going.
got this, we got
Team
this.
at Camp Soul and the other team is starting Elder, and the guys with Camp Soul have an open Nexus. So maybe not that long, but maybe long. Who knows?
Nah, I give it 3 minutes, 3 minutes. Yeah, I feel like I'm in a restaurant and I've been hungry for the whole day. I want to eat my main course, but I've just been waiting and waiting. That's how it feels right now before this draft begins.
I mean, I've been excited for today as well. Like I think 200 Bandits, it's gonna be a good check for Eversio to see if they have improved and to what level they have improved, right? Like, um, it's easier said than done. That like we're saying, this lineup is better. This lineup has improved, but today they have to prove it, and they have to prove it by beating a team that they previously couldn't beat. This was 200 Bandits. So if they're able to beat Daisy, and if they can show us that, listen, guys, no, we have improved. We're not gonna um lose without a fight against 200 Bandits. We're actually gonna find a W here. Then, you know what? Like Eversio will start getting like maybe some teams will start feeling more Eversio. We also had some Eversio slender today from the UKL Division 1 cast. Not throwing shade or anything, but um, calling Eversio a team you shouldn't lose to. Which, to be fair, Eversio still have to prove themselves in Division 1. And today is, I think, one of the most important days for them to prove that.
Yep. Um, so, should be the draft starting soon. So we might be swapping over to draft. Thank you for your more sort of analytical standpoint from the Twitter perspective. Definitely more in tune than me. We see 200 Bandits locking it in, waiting on Eversio. And yeah, should get pretty much going soon.
Gonna be a banger. I think the bands will be the same as last time. I'm already gonna predict them. I will say Aurelian Soul into a Varus into a Jinx. It seems like against the Verso they always ban the same stuff. Maybe we see something different. Maybe Darius gets banned first rotation. Maybe, but I doubt it.
Yep. Seems to be we are waiting on prod. Not sure what the hold up is. Oh, okay. He's waiting on the other caster. Let's see. We want food. We want food. We want food.
We want content. That's basically what we are saying.
Oh boy,
You
oh
did
boy,
ask
oh
me
boy.
how my day was, Jansen, before, but how was your day today? Do you have a good day?
Uh, yeah. I mean, I'm waking up way too late, so the period between me waking up and going to work is, like relatively short. So it ends up feeling like a short day, because in my perspective, I woke up, I pet the cat, I read a book, well, not a whole book, but I read parts of a book, and then I went to work. Yeah, and now here we are. So yeah, but in my chapter, it's a pretty good day. Just need to do some training, and it's gonna be a perfect day in my book. Maybe play
I
some
bear
rank
that.
later. Why not?
Ending it down. Anything that has been annoying you in solo queue or ranked recently?
No, nothing much. Just I've taken solo queue as a mental standpoint to practice even being patient and just focusing on my own skills and talents. I will feel that it should eventually outweigh um, the things you cannot control, right? Like people deciding not to play the game or running it down or trolling, etc. But
And
yeah,
I think we haven't pointed out today yet. Did we that we say that Raccoon wasn't playing today? and
Yeah.
instead we have a roster change.
Yep. Yeah, so Brickone today couldn't make it. It will be former Eversio bot laner Living Dream, who alongside Iconic, who did join Eversio for this event. He will not be in the bot lane as Awaken will remain in the support position. Living Dream, he will be in the jungle position. So bit of like insider knowledge. He's apparently a good jungler, although we've never seen him on the road, at least from LCM until now. Yeah. So here we go. Let's see it. Draft is starting. Can't wait. Aurelion Soul first ban, €50. Oh, I win.
Brother,
You got to pay me. You got to
yeah.
pay me.
Listen,
It's
I
on
was gonna
stream.
say it as well. We have to pay each other €50, cause like I called it before you. I called the triple ban. I didn't even call it, and now we're gonna see the Varus Jinx ban. In my opinion, those are the bans that we're gonna see lined up.
Ay. Alright. So, Lafabillama, I go where Iconic goes cause Grantless retired. Alright. So I assume that's living. I see. Mela. Eversio, skip a ban. Is that something wrong with the website or what's going on?
It's like I can predict the future. Darius ban coming through this rotation. I did like so easy to predict a Versa ban. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Is something wrong with the draft?
We have one missed ban.
Okay,
we
one
don't
missed
know
ban.
why. Perhaps it's just not showing on the website, and it's another character. Kindred has been banned. We see the Corki ban as well. So actually a bit of a change. Varus still open for Iconic. Jinx also open for Iconic. So Versa do have options in their bot lane. An interesting ban with Kindred. It's not really someone you would ban unless it's like a one trick. So could be a one trick here ban coming out from Eversio targeted towards 200 bandits.
Yeah, Kindred, one of these champs that has a lot of differences in her playstyle. Can definitely scale into a really nice late game carry, especially if the team plays around it.
I was about to say, if Skarner isn't banned, Skarner first pick. And it's Skarner gonna get first picked. What a surprise by no one. This champion currently in the meta, absolutely broken in my opinion. Nerfs coming through him for the next patch, very, very deserved. And now it's a very tough turn. Decide what to play into the Skarner.
Yeah, if there's somebody that would know what to pick here, it would be Living. He likes to play this champion quite a lot. So I'm assuming they know what to go for here. Bot lane here with Jinx being picked up, I think it's a great pickup. Jinx usually is very well paired with Skarner, but there's a lot of other champs 200 Bandits could go for. And of course we know Jinx for Iconic is a comfort pick. Let's see if they lock in a jungler here, or is it support with Jinx? What do you think?
Is Living an Ivern player, Janssen? Because
I'm
seeing an Ivern angle. Ivern really strong into Skarner and quite like the good counter pick into Skarner in pro play, and especially goes well when you have a hyper carrier like Jinx. So we could see that the 4 jungler come out, but Eversio will say, let's wait and see what 200 bandits pick before we commit our jungler, and instead pick AD carry and mid lane here, looking up 2 strong champions.
If they do decide to go for Ivern, they're gonna need some kind of front line, and this is quite a problem actually that 200 bandits pick up Ornn very early, because I would imagine if they would go for Ivern, it would have been something like Aiglos on Ornn, which is one of his staple champs. So 200 bandits here, a smart play taking Ornn, a very strong, weak sideable champion that Eversio are comfortable with. Varus being picked up, a very strong meta AD carry right now, and can do very well into the Jinx, outranging her, outpoking her, and making it hard for her to lane in general. Eversio here either need a strong support that could pair well with Varus that helps the Jinx matchup, or they can pick their top lane here and go down the line and see what 200 bandits pick. They do go for that top lane pickup. I think Cassante is a great pickup here against Ornn. Let's see how it's well piloted by Aiglos. It's been a while since we've seen him on it, but Cassante is basically going to scale into a tank that is also a bit of an anti-tank at the same time. So looking forward to see how this matchup goes. Any ideas on these next bans? Support and mid are left.
Uh, if I'm a Versa here, I think I just wanna ban anything which helps it engage or a long range mid lane like Orianna. Fair enough. Anything can work with Karner. Of course, there aren't that many that are worrying. I'm expecting this Varus to actually go a kind of poke Varus. I won't expect him to go on a full-on hit Varus. It wouldn't make sense. Um, Eversio here, I do think really wanted kind of enchanter support, so 200 bandits are gonna start limiting those options. What I really wanted to point out is I really love the Cassandra out from Eversio. I think this is a champion which goes really well with their comp and currently really strong in the meta. And if Iglos can have a good performance on this Cassandra, it could be one of Eversio's strong points. So let's see how he plays with the rest of his team as Eversio finalize their bans with Orion and Victor, limiting perhaps 200 bandits, mid lane champion pool, and 200 bandits. I'm expecting here another enchanter ban. Perhaps I don't
Yeah.
know what Awakens champion pool is, but like something like Janna, Soraka here is actually I think has a decent angle, but anything which can help with enchantments basically. And yeah,
Really was.
Milo actually a very good ban.
So Versio, what do we do here? We have potential here to pick up a jungle champion if we don't want to blind, but that does mean leaving blind support. That is what we're gonna do. We're gonna go for Udyr. Strong in general. He has two frontliners here, Skarner and Ornn, which he can sort of interact with, and also he can negate the Skarner E with his Empower D as well. So I'm looking forward to see this matchup go, and yeah, let's see what 200 Bandits pick up here. I would assume maybe something like Renato could be good here, or if they want to counter Awaken specifically, Senna is a champion he likes to play, and they could take it with the Varus. Alright, opting for Karma. Strong early, but this champ does fall off, so their bot lane isn't really gonna scale that well, but they definitely have a very strong early to mid game here. And then maybe Skarner and Ornn sort of cover that scaling. Let's see what they pick up as mid. I think champ like Azir here is pretty good from 200 Bandits, something that scales a bit more. Not really sure if they pick up something like Ahri maybe, which is a great pickup into Syndra. Akshan, wow. They're really pushing it on this early to mid game damage, huh? Akali is such a strong champion in general. If Syndra gets caught without her flash, that's gonna be really tough for Starforger to play.
Senna here actually busted in my opinion, or Braum. I'm looking at this comp and I'm saying maybe Braum not that much, but definitely Senna here is pretty strong. Ajana here could also be really strong. I'm looking at the support options and there's quite a few picks.
What makes you say that
Oh,
Senna's strong?
it's
Wow.
I saw Rock actually getting picked out here, yeah. The reason I would say Senna is strong is she has a decent amount of sustain and can also challenge in the poke in the early game. And I think Senna is quite oppressive into a Varus Karma, and they wouldn't get too shoved in, and you could have the potential of actually, I think, keeping the lane even with priority. Soraka here, though, will help with the poke, and when you have such a, I think, like you're relying so much on this Varus poke and Akali being able to one-shot someone, Soraka here could be a lifeline to keep one of the carries alive. And also her silence is really good into Skarner, which can deny the only form of engagement I'm seeing on the side of 200 Bandits. And Ornn, well, I guess, but like the 200 Bandits to me lacks a bit of that engage. So Soraka here with her W quite strong, and as well with her healing power, could just keep the Jinx alive, and Jinx will shred through the entire team.
Soraka, let's just. I'm saying Soraka's a goated pickup here because Varus and Karma, they're gonna be poking you a lot, and this Soraka will be able to help Jinx stay healthy, stay able to farm up and not fall that far behind. It's great against Akali as well. The silence really messes with a lot of her combos. It also enables Udyr and Cassante as well later on. They're gonna be very beefy, and thanks to the Soraka healing, they're gonna be really tough to take down. All in the meanwhile, while they are doing all of that, Udyr doing his damage, Cassandra doing his damage, Syndra maybe helping the Jinx get her first reset off. I really like this draft from Eversio. If anything, during this event, Eversio have really stepped up their drafting game. So I'm really looking forward to this match. Let's see if we can stay calm, collected, and play accordingly, different to what we experienced in our last game. Sadly, there was a couple of mistakes that were made that did throw off the game. So let's see. We are really looking forward for it. Zelian, I'm not really sure what happened with the first ban. The timer must have run out, and I guess Eversio didn't really want to get too far into it, and simply just let it be. Yeah. Let's see. It's the first time I'm seeing Awakened. Yeah. What's your question?
My question to you, Jansen. If this Varus goes poke, how do you kill the Cassante? And if this Varus doesn't go, if goes unhit, how do you get to Jinx? How do you get to Syndra?
Yeah, I mean, quite valid questions, to be honest. Yeah, if 200 Bandits with these type of champions, like this is what I'm saying, like with Karma, with Akali, they really put their chips in this first like 15 to 20 minutes. If they are not like at enemy inhibitor in that period, they've really put themselves at a disadvantage in my opinion. Now, of course, maybe they catch Eversio playing off guard, and they catch a catch and they can do something later on. But in general, if I think both comps play out their fantasies perfectly, I think 200 Bandits need to win in that 15 to 20 minute mark, and the Eversio need to rely on Udyr's really strong early game presence to sort of protect his lanes, to stay sort of farmed up and alive. I expect more counter ganks to come out than flat out ganks, but Udyr does really good in top or bot ganks if they are overextended as well, which I assume Varus and Karma would be overextended, but I don't imagine top lane will have any priority. So it's like 200 Bandits should win the top lane gank, and they should dive versus bot lane, but Eversio should send their priorities to bot. They have Soraka and Udyr, so it's gonna be very hard to get that snowball off. Yeah, so 200 Bandits, they want to dive, they want to do these aggressive plays. Eversio do have the tools. It's just a matter of who plays out their comps, in my opinion.
I agree with you. I mean, there's some really good also jungle knowledge there, Jansen, especially when it comes to how Udyr should play this, and for sure it will be interesting to how Eversio's new member Living will perform with the rest of the 4 members, and if the communication is there, the chemistry is very important in this game, and jungle tracking as well, something that Living will have to do if he wants to be in a situation where, as you said, counter gank. So let's see how jungle tracking is done this game, and if Eversio can keep up with 200 Bandits junglers and either be there for the counter ganks or just don't die to ganks and don't give 200 Bandits the lead they require to get away with the game. If we just get to the 20-minute mark, 25-minute mark, our Jinx is doing damage, our Syndra can one-pop someone, our Cassante is at the wall of China, and Udyr is just running around being happy, while Soraka is healing everyone. Eversio have their dream on a plate. The name of the game, play it slow, play it smart, and you will be fine. What I don't want to see is like last game, we go to grubs, the infamous second or first grubs that Eversio flip when they don't have to flip them. Every single time I see sometimes a 3v4 happening because of these grubs. Guys, we don't have to contest every objective. Please, please, I'm on my knees. Can we not contest every objective, Eversio?
Look,
It's all I ask for.
What you are saying is all nice and dandy, but the current meta really favors the early aggression, the early ability to win fights and snowball from there. It's really currently not something that we're seeing a lot of games going into that 20 to 30 minute mark. But yes, if we do get to 3 items, the fantasy of Cassandra being really healthy, Udyr being very healthy, and Soraka healing them, Syndra Jinx getting that reset, Jinx popping off. So yeah, and like you are saying, very hard to take down this Cassante. They really need to focus everything on him. I'm pretty sure Akali doesn't really deal damage. The entirety of 200 Bandits is very magic damage heavy. Okay, we see Ornn, we see Varus, we see Karma, even Akali. Quite magic damage heavy here. So I'm assuming if we build into that magic resist, both for Udyr and Cassandra is going to be really good. Udyr, one of these champs that usually does really well into mages, just because he has a lot of innate healing and shielding in his kit. So since champions that rely on cooldowns, they're gonna get, so if they can't one shot him, he's blocking a lot of their abilities from the shield and also healing a lot of that. It's innately, like, even without resistances or health, he's gonna be really good against these types of characters. But he really would face difficulty against DPS, right? Which 200 bandits are kind of lacking at the moment.
I mean, if you're Eversio, I want to ask you as well, which member of the 100 Bandits are you too scared that, like, if it gets ahead, it's gonna be harder?
Honestly, none of them that much, but if I was to be scared of a combination, it would be Akali Skarner. I think if they get ahead early enough that Skarner can tower dive people, especially bot lane, without going down himself, and having Akali like being an item ahead the whole game would be really scary. He can do like a lot of work. Let's say before a fight starts, he can take down the Soraka really quickly. He could also pretty much burst Udyr if they catch him. Yeah, so that could be really troublesome for a Eversio of the Sakali and Skarner start popping off. What do you think?
I mean, I agree with you. For me, of if she can get into the backline, if she's like ahead, she can just one pop the backline, and if Eversio let her in the backline or they position badly, the game is not gonna be a good one for Eversio, unfortunately. As we do find ourselves loading into the game. Will we see an invade? Will we see anything happen in this early game? Till now, we're just seeing a 5-stack here, and Eversio are looking to say, we have changed, we have become a better team. 200 Bandits, you are not ready to what we're gonna bring. 200 Bandits is just another Thursday, man, and they're looking for their third consecutive win against Eversio, as this 5-stack is gonna be spotted, and ooh, the ward survives. So no sweepers on the side of 200 Bandits, so they just will get full vision control here of Living's jungle, dropping a ward there in case a lane swap would have happened. Since they want to track, I think they want to match lanes in this game, and yeah,
So very interesting
quite
seeing
the
that ward
interesting
drop.
early game.
Not really something. I think it's a lot of respect from 200 bandits. We've never seen a Versio do a lane swap, so even considering it might be happening is quite respectable. We see Living here starting on his wolf camp, so he's looking for potentially a bot camp clear into either ganking bot, hovering bot, or maybe even invading. Who knows? Meanwhile, I'm just gonna call him Skarner because I can't pronounce that. He's starting his blue buff. Yeah, so both junglers here patting in opposite directions. I would assume action to be happening around mid lane mostly, especially if they can get the Starforger flash. It's gonna be very easy and nice for Akali to get those trades in and to later on even dive him potentially at 6. Let's see, even
Yeah,
bot lane
if
could be Tom. Mm-hmm.
if action is gonna happen, it is gonna be in this mid lane, which is why Starforger should be aware that he has a target on his back, right? He needs to play it safe and understand, listen, I just need to respect the fact that I'm gonna be the one targeted, and unless I have order in my vicinity, I should not be too far forward against this Akali. Our game plan is to get to this late game stage, so let's stick to that game plan and just get there. Let's not do anything flashy, just survive for now. As I think Eversio are aware of Skarner's spotting. They had a ward on the Raptors there, which gave them enough information that, listen, Skarner is spotting top to bot, and the laners should respond accordingly. We're seeing here 200 Bandits have the oppressive lane. This Karma Varus, the poke that come out of this early game is a bit disgusting. However, Iconic does have a Soraka next to him and is healing him quite a bit. So Soraka usually a good answer into the poke. However, we can just see the pressure that 200 Bandits are putting forward. Eversio don't want to walk up because they don't know where the scanner is. For all they know, scanner could be in like a river right now, looking to tower dive them, and they're respecting that, and that is very good to come out from Eversio here. I like it, and hopefully they can keep this up, keep awareness up, and keep tracking the jungler.
We're starting to see slight CS leads here, both in bot and mid, favoring 200 Bandits. It's something to be expected from these matchups. The importance is not falling too far behind. The dive here is predictable as Skarner is seen on the ward. Awaken there to disturb his recall, get some health back for himself.
Very well played there from Eversio. The vision control informing that Skarner was looking for the dive. Eversio play alongside it, and they were also just being respectful. They were aware that this was coming, so they've been playing under tower. They haven't been walking up at all, and that's why there's the CS difference. But if they survive this early game, then they can make this up later, as now both bot laners are looking to recall and get out back on the map.
Yeah, so far I like this early game. We're even camps up here in the jungle from the side of living. So it's looking real well. Starforger could potentially go down. I'm not really sure why he's walking back in. He was baiting his flash 100% because if Akali went there he would flash into turret. But yeah, this Akali not falling for it.
Flash there from Living. Scatter of the Weak does not find the target because Akali respects the stun with her own flash. And
yep.
Akali, no flash there.
It's really good actually. It gives Starforger some space here. This lane could be oppressive depending on who doesn't have flash. So it's really nice to trade flashes there, especially on Odir. Now Odir really needs flash to gank, but to be fair, he's not really going to be playing for these ganks, especially early on. Let's see here, bot lane, their first exchange here. Iconic happy to trade some of his health, considering he has Soraka while Varus has Karma. So definitely okay to take trades there, especially in the long run. Iconic will heal back to full. Looking at a potential dive here onto Loopy. And it will be a very easy dive.
Level 6.
Nice first blood there by Eversio, Gloss and Living. In the meanwhile,
very good awareness of the timers there in the top lane, so or not even able level 6. Asante punishes him for missing out the XP and doesn't have very aware of the level up timers. Our fundamentals of Malta, using his level up timers knowledge to the utmost of his advantage with some help from Living, and Eversio are looking very different this game. We are seeing here the Karma rotate before the Soraka, so this is still gonna be what is potentially gonna be a 5 actually v3, as Syndra is forced to catch up the wave and Living is a bit out of position here. Storm of the Forge God will come through, will find the knock-up, and Living will trade his life for securing 2 grabs. A good idea out of their Living, trying to get away with all of the grabs, however does get slightly punished.
Yeah, it's mostly due to Karma being there before. Was able to first pressure them off the grubs while Skarner was taking the dragon. And that delay, despite they having Cassandra teleport, was enough time to delay the grubs until the last one could not be secured cleanly. It was practically a 4v2 there, and it does end Living's first death there. But let's see if we can use this first blood here on Cassante. Definitely something that should scare 200 Bandits if he does get ahead. Like you mentioned, Cardona, no real champion on the side of 200 Bandits could take him down. And the kill going to Ornn realistically isn't really that bad. Meanwhile, bot lane here in trouble there. Iconic, respecting the matchup, does decide to flash, not to take more damage, just to secure the lane presence and stay in this lane to continue CSing.
Something I want to note as well is this Varus. I think is gonna go an on-hit Varus build with that pickaxe showcasing that he's gonna go Rage Blade, if I'm not mistaken. But still go Lethality to be fair, but if he does go into this on-hit build, it's gonna be the only character that can get through this Cassante, but then Starforger and the Iconic will breathe a sigh of relief because they won't be poked that much, and the poke rate does decrease by a lot when the Varus changes his build. So, as long as they are able to get to that late game mark, they should be fine. And it does seem that Eversio have improved from their recent games and are playing a lot of a cleaner early game. This is a lot different version almost than the last 3 games, where we would see Iglos die a lot in the early game and they would be fighting almost constantly. We're seeing a chill early game. They're aware of their power spikes and they're playing around them. They're respecting their opponents, and I respect from Averso here to improve in such a short period of time.
The only comment I have is this Dark Seal from Udyr. It feels very like muscle memory if you're playing solo queue, but not sure if it's right for UK EL Division 1. But kudos to Living for going this route. Let's see if it pays off.
I think statistically it is quite busted mathematically as well, because even with like 2-3 assists gold wise it wears, I will have to hold the slot as Varus does find the route. Barrier does come out also from Iconic, however this Varus is now a bit no mana bar to play on there. This corner here to respond, they're here to counter gank. A lot of pings coming out inside of this bot lane. However, Living covering his bot lane in the most important moment does allow his bot lane to breathe and a very important sigh of relief. However, the root from Karma does force the flash out of Awaken, and that snipe from Varus finds the 2 heads and the double kill hum here. The impale from Skarner hits onto Living, and all of a sudden Aversi's bot side crumbles as 200 bandits hit in this bot side.
Yeah, TP from Starforger just came up too. It was bound to happen eventually. This Varus in Karma lane is very oppressive. Sadly, Udyr as a champ doesn't really work well if he's gonna be left alone like that. In terms of protection, he did try his best, but in the end it was perhaps not the best kit for this moment. Yeah, taking that L. We do have Grubs coming up soon and also Dragon, so we'll have to see which objectives gets prioritized. In general though, the kills going on to Varus here is a bit problematic. The one positive side to it is he is going Blade of the Ruined King, so it does stunt your damages in ADC quite well when you purchase this item. It takes a long time to get going. Iglos
here.
Oh.
Getting punished for using that flash earlier when Loopy had ulted. And it does seem that this is the case, that the top side is crumbling a bit.
Now I'd like to see Eversio make an instant play for Dragon, but we are going to go for Golems here. The Dragon is soon spawning. I hope they're still in this game. They definitely have a good comp today. And yeah, they just need to hold their heads up high, keep CSing, and play for opposite side objectives here. Sadly, they took a bit too much time here to get that Dragon, so we are getting the camps instead. Let's see, Varus getting some pressure here from Iconic. Meanwhile, Starforger and Akali are fighting here. He does take the short end of that trade, losing about a third of his health there. Although he might get caught here with Karma rotating. Starforger forced the flash, and it's a good flash to respect as Akali does have her R. It would be easy to take her down. Meanwhile, Iconic Living and Awaken did start the Dragon here, with mid lane not showing any presence, but Varus was low, but has returned with more than half of his health.
I don't like this at all. Your Syndra just flashed. Oh no.
We did secure Dragon,
Living
though.
does secure it. Yeah. Iglos
So
in the top lane trying to find something.
it wasn't
Loopy with
really
the unstoppable there.
that worth it to take a drag for 2 kills, but in the situation that you did start it, at the very least it wasn't 2 kills and the Dragon on top, so nicely smite there by Living. In the end though, we do finish our first item, so we're not that far away here in general. We should try forcing a fight in this moment. We would definitely have some kind of equal footing after this play. It's only really from bot lane that they're gonna have trouble. Jinx going Yuntal build does need to stack a lot of gold before buying that BF sword.
Yeah, I mean, Eversio there, I don't really like how they play the dragon. Your mid laner just flashed and dropped priority, and Eversio still commit to this dragon as Loopy is looking for another play in this top lane. Iglos still without his flash, and this time Akali with the first move onto the Syndra will be looking to help her Ornn secure the kill, and Loopy is now on a killing spree. And the Star Forger on top of that is looking to get punished. Him himself doesn't have the flash living, trying to cover for him. The root from the Karma will find its mark, and this Skarner damage is just not fair. What is this champion? And Syndra just gets absolutely bursted there, and living now left under tower was he watched his own mid laner die. Oof. It's not looking good for Aversa here, as they are trying to scramble, trying to find something on the map, but they're even getting pushed out of their own jungle, and this is a bit of a macro outclass, I think, from the side of 200 Bandits.
It's really this Karma putting a lot of pressure on the map. He got two good ganks in the top lane. He got one good gank in the mid lane, another gank in the mid lane. Just doing so much for them. Was first on grabs. Honestly, this Karma doing a lot of work here for 200 Bandits. Really securing their advantage here on the map.
Yep,
It's
in the
it's
meantime, the
understandable. Soraka, you know, he's there mostly to save Iconic. Maybe they could have spaced it out a bit better, but Varus can definitely zone out this Jinx, so it was a necessary evil perhaps. Oh no,
Oh,
Starforger caught without a
oh,
flash. He will get taken down there as Akali cleans him up with Herald. It's looking like a bit dire here. 10-1 is the score favoring the comp here. 200 Bandits does have the early mid game advantage. They are starting to zone Iconic out. They really need that 2-3 item spike Eversio to get going. And it seems like a far away dream at the moment. Let's see the
Connect
damage.
trying his best, but the shield power there from Karma absolutely busted. As this Varus is just flashing forward, trying to get the full 2-for-1. Actually gets rid of his shutdown onto the Soraka, so that's fine. Living getting caught against the wall. Soraka trying to bail him out. The Skarner Q will not even be used, as Igros is trying to 1-1 Loopy in this top side, trying to collect the shutdown for himself. However, Loopy, this Ornn is now way too tanky, able to just waddle his way out of there. And this bot lane for Eversio is very problematic. Jinx not even close to her first item. Yuntal not even finished. And in the meantime, Varus Blade of the Ruined King completed. Rage Blade halfway there. And it's not looking good.
Yeah, definitely falling behind at the moment. We need a lot to get going here. And 200 Bandits are pretty much playing together at this point. They do have the advantage. No need to split themselves up. And they will be playing for this Herald next.
So if you're Eversio, Jansen, what are you gonna say in comms right now? It's been a bit.
Yeah, they need to find moments like this. Like 3 people here are in top lane fighting Iglos. I think Eversio really need to pressure mid and bot lane at the moment. Like just seriously take mid lane turret and then send everyone from mid to bot lane to try and dive this Ornn or potentially take tower. That's literally what you do in these situations. You need to trade, you know, it's like in chess. If you're gonna lose a piece, you need to make sure you have a plan to back it up. But you see, they did all this and they're not gonna get mid lane turret. We took red buff, okay, but it does mean Iconic is getting pressured now. So it's like we just lost an objective and we don't really we're not thinking about how to win at the moment. We're thinking how to salvage, which is a bit of a shame. Yeah, I'd like to see them maybe group up a bit more and play against good numbers. Potentially pressuring the Sakali here or the Varus. They've been pretty much living it easy, considering they don't have the best tools to escape.
Yeah, I mean, it's not looking. We're gonna be honest, not looking good for Eversio. The only way out of this is to overload the side and hope and pray you get some objective bounties. If you're gonna try and play the equal numbers, you are right now at an item disadvantage almost in all lanes. So you cannot play in a straight to straight fight. You cannot go in a boxing ring when and play a fair fight when you like the opponent is like 30 kilos more than you. So you need to street fight a bit, maybe kick him in the balls, or like overload numbers, try to find numbers advantage, try to fight around advantages that you can find on the map. Trade something for something else where you're a bit more advantage and throw a bit of Hail Marys in there. This is the only way they can see Eversio coming back, as currently a 10k goal lead, not the easiest to come back from. Their only consolation is they were able to take a one Drake away, so Soul is still 10 minutes away instead of 5 minutes away. So if they can delay the game to the 30-minute mark, maybe Jinx has 2 items or 3 items and they can fight, can try and find something. Something like here, where the Scanner is a bit overextended, however he's so tanky because this champion is fair, and Pale runs onto Awaken, and actually Soraka healing trying to cut through. The Jinx Rocket does not find anyone, and this Varus is just destroying Aversio's health bars. Iconic flashes, tries to get away. The Kali, very good mechanics, gets onto the Jinx, bears her down, and Igloss is just watching his team get absolutely battered
I don't know.
as 200 Bandits full control of this game. Igloss forced to teleport to try and defend in this mid-tier 2, and he will be able to dissuade the Varus from continuing to hitting the tower, only losing the both tier 2. And yeah, it's not. It isn't pretty. It's honest. It isn't pretty.
What happened there basically, it was a nice idea to try and catch the Skarner off guard. Considering he's the tank though, it took a bit too long and Varus from one side, Akali from the other had enough time to rotate. He did sadly have flash, so weren't even to take the 1-for-1 there and get away with it. But yeah, the idea is there. Let's keep in mind this lineup has pretty much, I think, a one game experience in Flex about 10 minutes ago. So they might be on different ideologies as well. Still, let's see if they can turtle and keep it going. Maybe not get too far caught out, but let's see.
I I mean, if Averso win this, I will. I will say it right now. If Averso win this game, I'll drop a tier 3 sub because I don't see it. I don't see it. Perhaps it's motivation here for the Verso players, but it just Akali can get into the back line. I don't think anyone can stop her. Can stop her. And it's also Cloud Soul, which is one of the most powerful souls in the game. Verso keep rolling the unlucky die, and their only perhaps way into this is an Atacama fight where 200 bandits started and they have their resistance shredded, and Averso can fight a fight there. However, I don't even think they're gonna be allowed entry as the Varus just flashes forward with confidence, able to just destroy Zakonic's health bar. Doesn't even have time to respond. As Living now bursted down, everyone trying to kill this Varus. This Varus is just saying, hey, you think you can kill me? I've got 2 bodyguards, as this Varus fights himself on a triple kill. And looking perhaps to get some more. Just will realize, listen, I don't have any more summoners. I'm just gonna recall, get out of base, play around this other con as after my team sieges this mid inhibitor tower, and yeah, it's not looking good. They're completely getting their end is broken, very unfortunately. It's dire because of the combo they also drafted. They were relying on this late game scaling, and once they gave away a substantial lead to 200 Bandits, 200 Bandits have the perfect comp to get away with the game. So it is. It looks bad, but it's not as bad as it seems, mostly because of the comp, I want to say.
Yeah, I mean it's pretty tough to watch. Honestly, hard to digest at the moment, especially if you're an Eversio fan. But yeah, take it back to the drawing board. Never give up. That's definitely a mental game at the end of the day, and we take those. We take moments like this to get better next time. They do seem to be overextended here. This could potentially spill disaster here. Uh, let's see. But Iconic trying his best here to kite and get his damage off. Living still alive. Just to show you how strong this comp actually is. Nothing really happened there. That's my main point considering how far they are. Starforger might get picked off sadly though. And yes, he does fall. And living now at around half health, Awaken really doing his best to keep people alive, but it won't be enough. Baron though, gonna take about 2 more minutes to spawn, so 200 bandits here instead do prioritize this top lane turret, while Skarner going to push the bot lane. Iglos here to defend Awaken with his rockets. With oh sorry, that's Soraka. All right, so let's see. Iconic goes in mid lane here to reach the wave. Yep. So they're kind of stalling here. Maybe they try get their second items and fight on them. Something we've seen teams like SKT do a lot when in this position. Living here trying to salvage parts of his jungle. Does not go down. So it does. He can able to check his camps there. Let's see. Atakan is an option. Drake is an option. It will be soul point for 200 bandits. And so they're happy to take that. Atakan not really being considered by most teams at the moment. This Drake, this objective could could have some repercussions considering its damage it does. So I guess 200 bandits are gonna wait until Baron ward up. It's gonna be there in a minute. We see this Karma who's been a pivotal character in getting 200 bandits to this position in the game. Scouting out ahead, poking, doing his best to get coverage in this match.
Karma does have a 15 assist, almost 66% to third skill precipitation, has been all over the map, has been a crucial one of the, I think, deserves MVP. Never give up. You deserve the MVP. Have definitely shown us how strong a support can be in a game, and how the roams and the gang can just completely shift the tide of the game. As I think here, what 200 bandits are calling for: let's get Atakan, let's get Baron, let's run it down mid. And the Eversio don't have the money to respond to us, as I think the only way perhaps they can do something, Iconic needs to get that IE online. However, I think he simply doesn't have the gold. As against you do have an 11-1 Varus with even an updated upgraded item from the Ornn. Living desperately wants to try and get into the pit. However, the Baron will be taken before he even has a chance. And Awaken, they're trying to save his jungler, but he will be the one getting completely bursted out by the Akali. Parasol does go white, however the Akali simply goes back in. Shuriken hits on the Star Forger, the flip back into it, and very low, however does have that withdrawal available to her if it wishes so. Iglos eating up a lot of the damage, and Skarner trying to find something. But 200 bandits will be pushing down mid, will be pushing down top, and will be looking to dismembers Eversio last defenses, as this Akali actually is a bit overextended. The withdrawal will come through. Does have teleport available to join back in the fight, but this will have a period. Skarner does end up in the fountain. However, the Nexus turrets have fallen down, and with 3 members hitting onto the Nexus and Akali being back, it's a very final stand to try and hold the line. Iglos does fall down. This Casantet is down, and 200 bandits will just prioritize the Nexus, and Eversio do find themselves quite the unfortunate game. It did not feel close, I think, after the 10-minute mark, and Eversio do kind of have to go back to the drawing board and understand what really went wrong in this game.
You win some, you lose some. It was fairly okay seeing it go, but yeah, definitely they got maybe out-rotated in some instances. 200 bandits, they had, let's say, more of an early to mid game type of team, and they played it well. You know, they played up to their strength, and Eversio was not able to capitalize on what they had. They started off well, but in the end, the raw strength of their comp just got outmatched, sadly. And yeah, that Karma really did work that game. He was the main tilting factor in putting 200 bandits very much ahead. So better luck next time. Hopefully with some more practice and identifying these key mistakes, or maybe going back to the drawing board, maybe drafting a bit more towards the early game seems to be the play. And the current meta could be something we can look at. Good luck for the next match, Eversio. Any comments from you, Cardona?
Eversio, do not get discouraged. I think this was a bit of an unfortunate game, and if you are able to improve on the stuff which was highlighted in this game, I feel like after that Drake fight, the game just snowballed a bit out of control, and with a bit of different calls, I feel like you can definitely compete at the highest tier. So don't let this game discourage you. I will be behind and spectating the rest of the games. Hashtag ever win all the way.
Thank you, Cardona. Yes, myself included. I am a big time supporter for Eversio, so let's see you guys get that next win. This was a tough match to beat, but we are getting closer. I think every game is making us improve that just a bit more. So yeah, let's look forward to the next one. Thank you, Cardona, for being with me. Thank you to all the viewers that stuck all the way through. Sad day to be an Eversio fan, but we'll turn things around. I'm sure we'll find a way in. Any sorry, want to say anything to the stream, Cardona, before we close?
I love you all, guys, and everyone who's supporting Eversio, and see you again next
Hello?
time. Hello? Did I disconnect my mic?
I can't hear you.
Hello?
1 second.
Hello?
Alright, randomly. No sound at all.
Hello? Hello? Testing 1, 2, 3.
That's interesting, yes, yeah. After an entire stream it was working, we don't have sound.
Yes, this
Wise.
video is an
Do you guys hear him?
I think I can
Or
hear
is it
myself
just
on
me?
stream.
Okay, so say your words, and I guess we'll sign off.
I mean, just what I said before. I'll thank you everyone who's supporting Eversio, and love you guys. Keep it up.
Alright, good night, guys, from me. See you all next Monday, and stay tuned for the remaining of the series. Every Monday and Thursday I will make posts in the Discord for the timings, as they're not always the same, but roughly it's either 8 or 10 p.m. Alright, see you. Good night.